You know that sick, hollow feeling when your entire world flips upside down in a single moment? Yeah, I got that standing in my parents' driveway on Christmas morning, staring into a garbage bag that held what was left of my dignity. Inside that trash bag? The iPad Pro I had paid for. The one with my money. My savings from 2 years of weekend shifts at that suffocating retail job where Karen screamed at me about expired coupons. But here's the kicker, and I need you to really hear this. It wasn't just thrown away by accident. My parents had deliberately tossed my presents like yesterday's leftovers because they'd already given that iPad to my sister Brielle. My spoiled, golden child sister who'd never worked a day in her life. I'm Jasmine, and this is the story of how one Christmas morning shattered the illusion I'd been clinging to for 23 years, that maybe, just maybe, my parents actually loved me. Before we dive into this disaster, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Because by the end of this, you're going to want to know what happened next. Trust me. Let me rewind 6 months before that trash bag revelation, because this story, it didn't start on Christmas. It started the moment I realized I'd been financing my own replacement. June 2023. I was living in my parents' basement, not because I was some deadbeat, but because I was trying to save money for nursing school. My dad, Kenneth, had this whole speech about family helping family and how I shouldn't waste money on rent when they had perfectly good space downstairs. What he didn't mention was that perfectly good space came with strings attached. Strings that looked a lot like funding Brielle's lifestyle. Brielle was 17, a high school senior, and the sun around which my parents' universe orbited. Dance competitions? My parents dropped $2,000 on costumes. New car for her 16th birthday? A pristine white Mazda with a bow on top. Meanwhile, I'd bought my own used Honda with money I'd saved since I was 15. But I told myself it was fine. Brielle was younger. She needed more support. I was the responsible one, the independent one. That's what I kept telling myself every time I heard my mom, Patricia, gushing on the phone to relatives about Brie's latest achievement while barely mentioning my name. Then came September. I was working the closing shift at Henderson Electronics, yeah, the irony isn't lost on me, when Brielle waltzed in with 2 of her friends. They were giggling, filming TikToks, completely ignoring the fact that I was literally trying to help actual customers. Jazz, she squealed, using that nickname I hated. We're just looking around. Don't, hover or whatever. I watched her and her friends drift toward the premium section. The iPad Pros. The MacBooks. Devices that cost more than I made in a month. That's when Vanessa, my coworker, nudged me. Isn't that your sister? The one your mom calls about constantly. Unfortunately, I muttered. She's got expensive taste, Vanessa observed. That iPad she's drooling over? $1,200. My stomach dropped. Because I knew exactly what was coming. 2 days later, my mom cornered me in the kitchen. Jasmine, sweetie, I need to talk to you about something. Here it comes, I thought. Brielle's been working so hard this semester. AP classes, dance team captain, volunteer work, and we really think she deserves something special for Christmas. Something that'll help her with college applications and editing her dance videos. Okay, I said slowly, already knowing where this was headed. We were thinking an iPad Pro. The problem is, money's a little tight right now with your father's dental work and the roof repairs. So you want me to buy it? It wasn't a question. My mom's face did this thing, this practiced expression of wounded surprise. Not buy it exactly. More like, contribute to the family gift fund. We all chip in for each other, right? That's what family does. Comment below if you've ever been guilt-tripped by your own family. Because what happened next? I caved like the desperate for approval daughter I was. I agreed to contribute $800. $800. That was 3 weeks of pay. That was textbooks for next semester. That was the deposit I needed to finally move out. But my mom hugged me so tight and called me the best big sister, and for 5 pathetic minutes, I felt like I mattered in that house. I handed over the money in October. My mom promised that she and my dad would cover the rest, and that this would be the family gift to Brielle. Not just from them. From all of us. You'll be listed on the card, my mom assured me. She'll know you contributed. November came. I picked up extra shifts, covering for people during Thanksgiving week while my family went to my aunt's lake house. I couldn't afford the time off. When I called on Thanksgiving Day, Brielle answered. "Oh hey, we're kind of busy with charades right now. I'll tell Mom you called." She hung up before I could even say I love them. I spent Thanksgiving eating grocery store rotisserie chicken alone in that basement, scrolling through their Instagram posts. My mom had uploaded a family photo. "Thankful for these beautiful faces," the caption read, with hearts and prayer hands. I wasn't in the photo. I wasn't even mentioned in the comments. December rolled around, and the house transformed into a Christmas catalog. My mom went full Martha Stewart, garlands, a 12-foot tree, coordinated ornaments in rose gold and white. She'd hired someone to do it. Spent probably $2,000 on decorations alone. I asked about the iPad one night while helping my dad hang lights. "Oh, we got it," he said casually. "Your mom picked it up 2 weeks ago. Wrapped and everything. And you put my name on the card? Like she said?" He gave me this weird look. "Card? I don't know about a card. Patricia handles all that. Red flag number 800, but I ignored it. I was good at that." Christmas Eve arrived. My parents hosted their annual party, 50 people crammed into our house, expensive catering, a bartender. I was recruited to help serve, which meant I spent 4 hours in the kitchen while Brielle held court in the living room, showing off her dance team's state championship trophy. At one point, my mom's sister, Aunt Delilah, found me loading the dishwasher. "Jasmine, I haven't seen you all night. How are you, honey?" "Tired, I admit it. But good. Excited for tomorrow." Her expression shifted. "Tomorrow? You're spending Christmas here." "Yeah, I live here." Aunt Delilah's face did something complicated. "Oh, your mother mentioned you might be working. At the hospital? Some volunteer thing." My blood went cold. "No," I said carefully. "I'm not working tomorrow. It's Christmas." Aunt Delilah looked like she wanted to say something else, but my mom appeared, all smiles and deflection, whisking her away to meet someone. I stood there, hands still sudsy, and felt the first real crack in my denial. Christmas morning. I woke up at 7, excited despite everything. I'd gotten my parents thoughtful gifts, a vintage record for my dad's collection, a spa package for my mom. For Brielle, I'd bought art supplies for her bullet journaling hobby, the expensive ones she'd been wanting. I came upstairs. The living room was an explosion of wrapping paper and ribbons. My family was already there, already opening presents. "Oh, Jazz is up," my mom said, barely looking up. "Brie, show your sister what Santa brought you." Brielle was crying. Actual tears of joy. In her hands, the iPad Pro. Rose gold. 256 gigabytes, with the Apple Pencil and a designer case. "It's perfect," she sobbed. "Mom, Dad, thank you so much. This is literally the best gift ever." I waited. Waited for them to mention my contribution. Waited for "and your sister helped make this happen." Nothing. That's great, Brie," I managed. My dad clapped his hands. "Well, we've got a few more things to hand out. Jasmine, here are yours." He passed me 2 small boxes. My hands were shaking as I opened them. Box 1, a clearance rack scarf from Target. Still had the $7.99 sticker on it. Box 2, a generic mug that said "World's Okayest Daughter." I wish I was making that up. "We figured you're practical," my mom said, already turning back to Brielle's gift pile. "You always say you don't need much." The room was spinning. Where's the family gift? You said we were all contributing to." "Oh, sweetie, that was the family gift," my mom interrupted. "To Brielle. From all of us. You contributed, we contributed. It's a family thing. But my name isn't on the card." Silence. The uncomfortable kind. "Well, I didn't think it was necessary to list everyone," my mom said tightly. "It's implied. If you're feeling angry right now, drop a like. Because I need you to understand I wasn't even worth listing on a damn gift card." I excused myself. Said I needed air. Walked outside, and that's when I saw it. Garbage bags piled by the garage, waiting for pickup. And on top, partially visible through a tear in the plastic, wrapping paper. The specific snowflake pattern my mom had used. My hands moved on autopilot. I opened the bag. Inside, the art supplies I'd bought Brielle. Unopened. The spa package for my mom. Still in the gift bag. My dad's vintage record. Crushed under wadded wrapping paper. They'd thrown them away. Literally thrown away my gifts like trash. I heard footsteps. My dad, taking out more garbage. Oh, Jasmine. You're out here. You threw away my presents. He had the decency to look uncomfortable. Your mother thought. Look, Brielle's at a sensitive age. She didn't want her to feel guilty about the iPad situation. Thought it was better if we just streamlined the day. Streamlined. You threw away the gifts I bought because they might make Brielle feel guilty. Don't be dramatic. I paid for that iPad. The words ripped out of me. I gave you $800. I worked overtime. I skipped meals to save that money. And you didn't even put my name on the card. You gave her a $1,200 gift and gave me a $7 scarf. Lower your voice. No. I was shaking. No, I'm done lowering my voice. I'm done making myself smaller so Brielle can feel bigger. I'm done being the invisible daughter who funds her own replacement. My mom appeared in the doorway. What is going on out here? Ask your husband. Ask him why my Christmas presents are in the garbage. My mom's face hardened. Jasmine, you're being incredibly selfish right now. This is Brielle's day. She's worked so hard and, with money I earned. We raised you, didn't we? Fed you, housed you. I pay rent. Bomb dropped. Crater-sized silence. What? My mom whispered. I pay you $800 a month. You said it was contributing to household expenses. I've been paying you rent for 2 years. My parents looked at each other. Actually looked at each other with panic in their eyes. That's different, my dad stammered. That's just what? Just you taking my money while telling everyone I'm living here for free? Just you using me as an ATM while treating me like I'm invisible. My mom's mask slipped. Just for a second, I saw it, the cold calculation underneath. If you're so unhappy, Jasmine, maybe you should find somewhere else to live. I did. That day, Christmas Day, I packed everything I owned into my Honda and left. Aunt Delilah, who'd apparently suspected something was wrong for years, helped me move into her spare room. But here's the final twist, the one that makes this story worth telling. When I went to transfer my rent payments to my aunt, I reviewed my bank statements. All those household expense contributions? I'd paid my parents $19,200 over 2 years. I had my aunt help me draft a letter. A formal demand for repayment, since they'd been charging me rent without a lease, without declaring it as income, and while still claiming me as a dependent on their taxes. It took 6 months and a lawyer, but I got my money back. Every cent plus damages. I'm in nursing school now. I bought myself an iPad Pro, the newest model. I have my own apartment. And I haven't spoken to my parents or Brielle in a year. Last I heard, they're telling relatives I abandoned the family over a misunderstanding. But that trash bag? It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was the truth I'd been too afraid to see. I was never the daughter they wanted. I was the resource they exploited. If my story resonated with you, subscribe and share it. Because someone else out there needs to hear this. You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep your family warm. And being blood-related doesn't give them the right to treat you like garbage. Merry Christmas to me. I finally gave myself the gift I deserved, freedom.